Let's go. We see that hype outside. Right from the house.
Guys, Golden here, and welcome to week 1, aka day 6 of the Fortnite versus Apple trial. This week seems like Epic really changed their mentality and were solely focused on trying to get Fortnite back onto the App Store, and brought up some really good points in order to try to convince the judge to bring their game back onto the App Store. And today was easily the funniest court day we've ever had, and let's just say the lawyers and the judge started talking about the Peely skin being naked. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. Today was an absolutely crazy day to say the least, so make sure you guys will go watch until the very end to make sure you guys get all the news. But either way, you guys know I don't want to waste you guys' time, so let's get right on into it. So today it actually started off with Epic's Y Singer, who actually talked about different promotions between Microsoft and Sony. But like the beginning always is, most of this doesn't really mean much. But then they actually discussed how Apple did with marketing Fortnite, and Epic actually explained how it felt like Apple was only promoting their apps for their own benefits, and explained how Apple apparently was more focused on promoting services that were not mutually benefit for Epic. So Epic actually kind of explained how, you know, services like the Apple Music promotion with like the Marshmallow event, obviously that does not benefit Epic at all. However, Apple makes money from the sales on the Marshmallow songs from the concert that Fortnite actually produced. So basically, Epic's point was it didn't feel like they were truly advertising their services, and obviously if there's more App Store freedom, Epic's point was they would be able to control their own advertising. They could advertise whatever they want in their own Epic Game Store without having to worry about Apple advertising it for them. Now this next point was looking a little bit bad for Apple. So Epic actually then showed an email from Apple asking for assets and images to promote Chapter 2's release. Apple actually said, I know we've had issues in the past with significant art leaks, but Apple promised it wouldn't happen again. Apple then actually leaked the Chapter 2 images / assets. So if you guys actually watched my previous trial day videos, they actually did mention this earlier, how Apple actually leaked an asset for the holiday promotion. However, they promised that they wouldn't leak ever again, and you know, they'd be able to promote the Chapter 2's release on their App Store. But they actually ended up leaking the images and leaked Chapter 2 to the Fortnite community, which obviously was not good. And again, like I mentioned in that previous video, Epic's point here is obviously if they had their own App Store, they wouldn't have to send these assets to Apple to promote it, and they could promote it on their own App Store with the Epic Game Store. Now this next point was quite interesting. The lawyer then actually asked, is there a platform on which Fortnite has the biggest growth potential? And guess what Epic said? They said mobile. So the lawyer then asked why, and then they said, we've reached pretty much full reach on console, and everybody has a mobile device, while not everybody has a console, and not everybody has a gaming PC. So guys, you heard it here. Fortnite basically just admitted that Fortnite Mobile has the highest chance to blow up. So if you guys want to become like a Fortnite Mobile content creator, Fortnite Mobile pro player, Epic is saying that the best place to grow on is mobile, and they believe that mobile will be their biggest platform, or maybe not the biggest, but at least one of the biggest platforms in a few years to come, which is kind of good to hear as a mobile player. Epic then actually said that Fortnite saw 2.5 million daily active users on iOS when it was on the platform, and apparently something like 2.86 billion hours of playtime on iOS, meaning that Epic / Apple, whatever side you're on, basically they left behind all of these players with a dead platform because they both want money. So I mean, if you guys thought that Fortnite Mobile was dead or whatever, that just shows how many people actually play this game on a daily basis, or at least played this game on a daily basis, because that is a lot of people, and clearly there is a massive iOS gaming community. Now Epic then actually explained how there's a portion of their player base that actually only plays on iOS, and that portion has completely disappeared because they only had iOS, and the ban obviously like severed a bunch of like friend connections, social connections, and just a bunch of issues between people where they can no longer play with their closest friends because of the iOS App Store ban for Fortnite. So I mean, again guys, it is kind of sad to hear that there is actually a lot of people who only have their iOS devices, and because of that they can't play on other platforms and can't play with other friends and can't play the game that they truly enjoy. Now Epic then actually explained how consoles are actually sold at a loss. However, they make their money back when Fortnite and other apps are sold on their own App Store. And Lori Wright from Microsoft, you guys actually watched the previous core video, she actually confirmed this for Xboxes, devices. However, Apple wasn't so sure about this. It actually claimed that this was not in fact credible. Was it credible or not? I don't really know, but the point here basically was that there are many platforms out there that literally make all their money from these app stores because they can take a 30% commission. Now here's where it got funny. So as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I basically mentioned how they talked about Peely in this situation about him being naked or something. Well, basically they pulled up art for Fortnite, and the Apple lawyer actually said, we have a large yellow banana here in a tuxedo, and then Epic said, yes, that's Peely. Apple then said, and in the tuxedo he's known as Agent Peely, and then Epic said, we thought it would be better off to go with the suit instead of the naked banana because we are in court right now. They then later brought up Peely again, and a lawyer actually said there was an implication that showing Peely without a suit might have been inappropriate. And then the lawyer actually pulled up a picture of Peely without a suit on, so basically a naked Peely. And then the lawyer then asked, is there anything inappropriate about Peely without clothes? And then Epic said, it's just a banana, man. I don't know, bro. Just the fact that they're bringing up Peely again being naked now, like, I don't know, bro. It's just funny to me. You know, we're in like a professional lawsuit, and the fact that Epic is still willing to have fun with Apple in this case, just kind of funny to me and kind of wholesome. But finally, Apple threw up their first decent points in this case, and an Apple lawyer actually asked Epic, have you ever heard people at Epic saying that they were failing to attract/retain more iOS users because of Apple's 30% cut? And then Singer, the Apple representative, actually said he doesn't remember hearing this. So Apple's point here is that obviously, as much as Epic can claim, you know, we want more iOS people, their point here is that it doesn't actually affect the amount of iOS users on the app, and according to Epic, they have no studies to prove otherwise. Apple then decided to go off a little bit more and said, as the vice president of marketing at Epic, you've never discussed whether you could be more effective at marketing if Epic could distribute iOS apps outside of the App Store. And Epic said, correct. Now, at this point, they were basically just explaining how they've never actually like shown if they'd actually be more successful and be able to market better if they were not on the iOS App Store. So Apple's saying that, you know, as much as we might have done not the best at advertising your software or advertising Fortnite, you still have no studies to prove that you'd actually be better at advertising it on other app stores. Now, Apple then actually asked in a response to Epic explaining how Apple actually leaked their assets and like the image and stuff. And then Apple said, it's a fact that every partner of Epic has leaked a Fortnite season at some point, correct? And then Epic said, I wouldn't be surprised. And if you guys are someone in the Fortnite community, literally PlayStation has leaked something, Xbox has leaked something. There's been every single company who has ever partnered with Fortnite leak something for a promotion or for even a new season, which is a little unfortunate, but it's just kind of how it is. So Apple's point is, you know, we're not the only ones. Epic didn't actually explain how 65 to 90% of Fortnite players only play on one device, and the judge actually noted that that is a very large gap between those two numbers. Epic also actually claimed that 90.9% of Fortnite iOS players have only played on iOS and have never played on any other platform. So that means out of all of those 2.5 million players, over 2 million of them perhaps were forced to quit Fortnite after the App Store ban. So Epic further explained their point, and their point was that apparently like a very small portion of iOS players actually moved to other platforms after Apple banned Fortnite. So his point was people pick a platform and stick with it. Now the judge sort of agreed with Epic here and explained how some people might switch to PUBG Mobile, like another iOS game or a different genre or something like that, and these gaming companies would actually benefit from the ban. And the point here was that Epic might never get these players back, and Fortnite continues to lose iOS players every single day the game is banned. And the judge seems like she kind of understands what Epic means, and Epic might have lost these players forever and might never get them back. And Epic is trying to make it clear that they need this game back onto the App Store as soon as possible to stop losing these players, and it seems like the judge at least agrees with this point. So it kind of seems like though this week Epic has changed their entire mentality and is finally focused on solely getting their game back onto the App Store, and so far they're doing a really good job convincing the judge, at least in my opinion. So I think they're definitely trying to get their game back, which is awesome to see, and hopefully we get the game back hopefully by next week, which is the last week of trial, by the way. So by the end of next week, we could be seeing our game back onto the App Store, which is kind of crazy to think about. Now the judge actually then asked, you can get the app off the web and still use the app on the iOS system, so they're not requiring the App Store, correct? and Epic explained how they are actually requiring it within the transactions that take place inside of the app. Epic then actually explained how, like, let's say you use an app like Tinder, and then you go on the website and pay for it on like a PC or Safari, and then you would obviously have the subscription. But another problem actually comes in. Apple actually has a number of quote-unquote anti-steering restrictions which stop developers from encouraging people to go to their website to use another. So the Tinder user wouldn't actually know if they could get a better price somewhere else because Apple doesn't allow it. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much the final point with Epic Games versus Apple on day 6. Guys, this week is kicking off strong. Epic absolutely demolished Apple today and brought up some really good points, and it clearly seems like they are truly trying to get their game back onto the App Store. And I'm super excited to see what happens in the rest of this case, and hopefully we get our game back towards the end of the trial, which will be ending next week, by the way. So stay tuned for that, and I will keep providing the best news on the situation on this channel every single day. So make sure you guys all go down below and subscribe with those post notifications on, and drop a like for more. But either way, this has been golden. Do with this information as you will, and I will see you guys tomorrow.